Kim, there is the GRC, the governance, risk, and compliance. I want to know how compliance can launch your risk program.
Compliance is a reason why a lot of different companies have to have a risk program. It's a requirement for depending on what compliance frameworks you're abiding by as a company. It can be the reason you really initiate that in the first place. It also shapes how you create it and what you're documenting and what processes you're doing alongside it.
Can you sort of align one element of compliance to an element of risk?
So if we were to look at ISO 27001, for example, that's a framework that really cares actually about risk ownership. So how you're assigning risk and how people are also approving that risk when it comes down to it. So that might be a specific thread that you can pull and make sure that you're able to assign your risks appropriately, and then you're getting people to approve them.
Do you see that just literally skipped altogether?
Yes, it's one of those things that you might not think is actually that important. If you're in an organization and someone puts down a risk, oh, you have that risk. But especially when it comes to the compliance aspects of it, you're going to need to show an auditor how you showed that that risk was accepted. We also want to make sure the person actually knows what they're accepting, and they also know that they are responsible for it going forward.
Responsible for the risk. What does that mean?
A lot of times responsible can be who's responsible for seeing that risk fixed. So if you're mitigating that risk, it can also be who's responsible for the work associated with that risk.
What would you like to learn from our audience about GRC?
I'm curious how companies are able to implement governance in their institution that works well for implementing the risk and compliance of it all. Sometimes that's from the top down, sometimes that's from the bottom up, but I don't think there's one right way to do that. So I'd really be curious how people are sort of governing to govern GRC.
Well, we're going to be talking about that very issue this Friday on Super Cyber Friday. Our topic of conversation is going to be called Hacking the Value of GRC. We all understand the value, but let's actually get under the hood and see what the specific values are. Here's all the information you need to know.